What up, y'all? 1 second. I'm stuffing my face. I should be done in like 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Let's see if they let me give y'all something. One second, y'all. 1 second. Let me get my finish stuff in my face. They finna copyright strike my shit. Be alright. All right, what up, y'all? All right, let's get to it. Grab my drink. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. Make sure I kick the lizards off my chair. All right. What up, y'all? Happy Friday to everybody. Hope everybody had a productive week and you're closing it out strong today. I see Joe Griffin, appreciate you checking in. Fred Production, appreciate you checking in. Queen Beauty, appreciate you checking in. All right, first question of the day. Fred says, first question I wanted to ask was, it moved on me. The best way to send a price list in the future, send a price list to future clients. All right. The best way to do it is email it to them, right? Or you can hand it to them. So typically, the only people who expect a price list most of the time is apartment complexes. So you can go on. Surprisingly, you can find those on Pinterest. If you look on Pinterest for a cleaning price list, apartment move out price list, they got a ton of them. So just copy one of those, paste it into your own file, and then that'll be your price list. Um, but for commercial, you don't need that. What you're going to need is a scope of work. Um, Go to cleanbiznetwork.com, become a member if you need the proposals. If you can't afford to join Clean Biz Network yet, if you click on the proposal tab, scroll all the way down to the very bottom, I got a free proposal template, PDF template that you can download. And when you download it, it's not going to let you edit, but what you can do is click file and then click make a copy, and then you can edit from there. Um, Happy Friday, folks. I hope everyone is well. Thank you for taking the time out and pouring into us. I appreciate you for checking in, Queen Beauty. Excuse me, Q Beauty. I assume that meant that. All right. Hey AJ, I have three potential leads that I will most likely get, but how and where is the best place to find subcontractors? Everywhere. Everywhere. You Craigslist, Facebook, Indeed, Instagram, Facebook groups. Look for local cleaning Facebook groups and like just join. Look, just go on Facebook, type in janitorial group, cleaning group, commercial cleaning group. You know what I mean? Search for those on Facebook, join them, and then post in there and be like, I got a job in wherever you located, looking for somebody to subcontract, and go from there. Text everybody in your phone, but you can find them. Even Google. You can Google other cleaning companies and then look for the ones that look like they would actually sub for you and go for it. Call them up. What else? What products are needed for post construction jobs? The basics, everything you need for regular cleaning, and then you'll need a scraper for like scraping off the paint. Um, what else? Maybe a wet vac. You can not a wet vac, but a shop vac. Same thing, really, to me. But shop vac. If you don't have a backpack vacuum that you trust to use in post construction, then get a regular shop vac. But I like the backpack because shop vacs will tear your back up. Shit. Sometimes, sometimes backpacks hurt your back too. But as long as you keep them dumped, they won't be too heavy, and as long as you got it strapped nice and tight, high up on your back, it should be cool. But other than that, I mean, just your basics for real. I'm trying to think. Just lots and lots and lots of calls. Um, let's see, lots of mop buckets, maybe because you probably had to mop a few extra times. Not mop buckets, but mop heads is what I meant. But I mean, really nothing else special because mostly post construction is mostly like dust, paint dust, sawdust, that type of stuff. It's gonna be a lot of that. Um, Happy Friday, Marlon Jefferson. Shout out to you. All right. Beatrice Gonzalez says, "Do I need to file my taxes even though I haven't gotten my first client yet?" Okay. Yes, if you took a loss. If you made any type of transaction, like you made purchases, yes, because you can count that as a loss and that'll help reduce what you owe. It could help. I ain't gonna say it will. It could help reduce what you might owe already. It might even help you get a bigger refund if you're about to get a refund. So yes, claim it, but talk to. If you're doing your own taxes, then it'll ask you on like if you're using TurboTax or something, it'll ask you if you got a business, add everything up there, add your expenses, and then you can watch the number if it go up or not as far as your refund. Keep it if it helped it. Take it off if it didn't help. Because and here's the thing, you won't get in trouble if you take it off because you didn't make no money, right? And the IRS ain't coming after people that they owe. They coming after people that owe them. So if you don't add it and you ain't make no money, you ain't hurting them no way. I might let me know if that lawnmower get too loud for y'all. I'll go in the house. Uh, my guy, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you checking in. All right. For small, and by the way, we about done. I'm about done with that. What I was telling you about. So be looking to hear from me extremely soon. I just finished. I literally finished the. I'm just go ahead and go in now. I literally just finished the like the landing page and the checkout page and all of that yesterday evening, and then yeah. So basically, it's about to be a go. All right, what else we got? Hood Investor says, for small businesses, did you say you prefer carpet and small offices? Yes. It ain't got to be a small office. It just got to be an office. As long as it's carpeted and as long as it's an office. Because I just want it to be easy to clean. The easier it is to clean, the easier it is to keep staff. Where was I? Right here. Marlon Jefferson, in your opinion, is it best to hire employees or subcontractors? I like subcontractors, but I can't say it's best. I just like it better because I like the being able to mold the mindset of a subcontractor because a subcontractor is an entrepreneur. I can talk to them better. They take more accountability for their work better, in my experience. But the pro to hire employees is you got complete control over them. So it just depends on how you want to structure your company. But me personally, I like subcontractors. By the way, hit that like button if you ain't hit it already. Hit that love button if you're on Facebook, and share this video to anybody because I'm answering all questions. So anybody in business, just share it to them. Share it every way you can share it. Eunice Williams says, good morning. AJ, I hope all is well. Happy Friday. Shout out to Eunice Williams. Appreciate you checking in. Somebody ain't follow directions. I say hit the love button on Facebook, but I appreciate that like though. Right. All right. QB says best marketing materials when launching. Best marketing materials when launching. That's a good question. I only get really two things. Actually three. Brochures, business cards, flyers. I used to only say flyers and business cards, but I added brochures recently because I have brochures now, and I like those. Those to me are better because you can add more detail and it won't be as cluttered, and they kind of look more businessy to me. Flyers seem a little more amateurish. You know what I mean? Like flyers seem more for residential versus brochures seem more for commercial. Just me though. And that's as far as handout things. Then while you getting that, you might as well go ahead and get your logo business shirts too to clean in, as well as to just the word out and about. And then What else do I use to say get doing that? Your website, get on Google My Business, that type of stuff. Don't forget to smash that like button. Exactly. Shout out to Joe Griffin. Appreciate that. How did you get your first client? So I started off with a cleaning franchise. So the franchise got me my first client. But how I got my first client outside of them, let me think back. I can't remember if it was, yeah, it was. It was door to door. Me and my wife going door to door, and she got the first one when we went door to door. It was Early Marine out in Chesapeake, and it was an office account. They had hard floors though, so they weren't really my style, but I took it anyway, and we kept it up. And it was pretty easy office to clean. We just literally walked in. And so back then, what we used to say, I'm gonna tell you what we used to say, and I'm gonna tell you what I I would say now. Back then, we used to walk in and say, "Hey, just coming in and see if you're happy with your current cleaning company." I don't like that question anymore, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they could easily. First of all, you're talking to the gatekeeper when you first walk in. 9 times out of 10, every blue moon, the person at the front desk will handle hiring the cleaning company, but most of the time, they're not the person. So their first instinct is get you out their damn face so they can get back to playing Uno on a computer or surfing Facebook or something. So now instead of doing that, I come in straight for the kill and say, "Hey, do you know who's in charge of hiring a cleaning company for you guys?" That right there gets me so much further than just asking, "Are you happy with your cleaning company?" All right. What CRM do you use? I use Libreeze. But soon I'll be using the CBN CRM, Clean Biz CRM, because I'm working on one myself. C's Up says, "What's good, AJ? I know you got a lot of responsibilities on your plate. How's your mental health, brother?" Appreciate that. It's doing better. As a matter of fact, so y'all want to know some personal business that y'all have no business knowing? Right? I don't even know. Maybe I'll save it. I tell you what, I'm going to be on I'm gonna be on Clubhouse this evening at what time we do it? 6 o'clock, and I'll be up there with a lot of other industry experts, people that y'all see me interview on my channel. So come there, and I'll open up more about that. But if I get a chance to, but my mental health was doing very well today, and as of this moment, I appreciate you asking. Thanks for a reminder, Joe. Absolutely, hit that like button, y'all. What percentage with the subcontractors? It depends. It's up to you. I would say anywhere from, if you're able to keep anywhere from, no, excuse me, pay out anywhere from 60 to 80%. So if you can keep anywhere from 20 to 40%, you're in good shape. So that means the median number would be what, 30. All right. Peace, AJ. That was me who hit the like. I appreciate that. Hit that love button for me. Shout out to JMD Janitorial, and subscribe to his channel too as well. Also, if this is my guy who I think it is, don't you got the podcast as well? Post that podcast link down in the comments. Fred Production. They actually interviewed me on that podcast, and if this is who I think it is, I'm pretty sure that's him. They did an excellent job at interviewing me. Him and his partner. I'm trying to think if I can think of his name. Sosa. You know what I mean? Him and Sosa. They definitely did an excellent job interviewing me. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. Post that link for me if you got it. What do commercial contractors look for in small business for them to partner with you? What do commercial contractors look for? Oh, I see what you're saying now. Like basically general contractors. What do they look for? I don't know, since I'm not a general contractor, but I would imagine they're looking for the right price first off, right? And then just for you to basically I think they number one looking at the price because they can tell. Because see, you got to understand, when you bidding on because most of the time it's for post construction when you're working with general contractors, most of the time it's very similar to government bids. Well, they gonna get some bids that's gonna be way down here. Can you see my hand? Way down here. Then you can see they're gonna get some bids way up there, and then they're gonna get a few right in the middle. And those ones right in the middle that's close to each other are the ones they probably really looking at because they feel like, okay, that's probably the industry standard. So they're gonna. I would assume, I'm not a general contractor, so I can't tell you what they're thinking, but I would assume that would be their mindset, right? So it's like, okay, these people that probably know what they're doing. Then from there, they're gonna probably look at, okay, what's your experience? Have you done this job before? That type of stuff. They might even search you on social on the internet and see what your background is, and then maybe you as a person, because a lot of times they have what do they call them? Pre-bid meetings. I believe that's what it's called. But they call them different things. But a pre-bid meeting where you can actually come view the site, because they'll give you like blueprints and all of that too. But they'll let you come out, view the site. You'll get a chance to meet the person usually at that time. And so at that time, you can speak to them. You can, you know what I mean, try to catch them on the side, do a one-on-one and all of that. So that's another thing they keep in mind too. I would assume. This is dope. I appreciate you. Shout out to Hood Investors. What else we got? How many services do you have in your company? Uh, let's see. Let's try to count them. Let's try to count them. Then it's like, okay, well, we talking services or income streams? But we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Actually, let me get clarity on what you're asking. Are you saying cleaning services, or are you saying Clean Biz Network as a whole? Because you know we don't just do cleaning, we everything. You know what I mean? So it's not just cleaning. But if you're talking about just cleaning, then it's just one service, commercial cleaning. I don't go above and beyond. I don't do nothing extra. And then if you want all the other stuff, then I can get on that. L. Matthews Bay says, how do you have the conversation with subcontractors to get them as a vendor, and how to price those jobs? How do you have a conversation with subcontractors to get them as a vendor? How do you price those jobs? So I want to make this sound more complicated, but it's not, right? Because the way you asked it made it seem like it should have a complicated answer. But really, you just tell it. You talk to them like, if you see somebody, if you know a person that has a cleaning company, you literally just have a conversation with them. Hey, by the way, would you be open to subbing or partnering with me on some jobs? Like if I get a job and I can't cover it, would you be willing to subcontract for me on that job? We take out 30% off top, or 25% off top, whatever you want to take off top. And then you just talk about it. Y'all agree verbally from it. And then once you actually get a deal that you want them to partner on, then you have them sign a subcontractor agreement, maybe a non-compete agreement. And that non-compete should have non-solicitation. And what is the other one? It's something else too. But basically, have them sign the agreements once you actually get ready to roll, and then you go from there. But it ain't a whole lot. And then you got to think too. You got different types of subcontractors. You got when you sub to an actual another company that's actually know what you know, but they're willing to sub for you because the numbers still make sense. Then you got solopreneurs where they don't really know what they're doing anyway. They take what you can give them. Now, to answer the second part of your question, how do you price those jobs? You price them the same. So actually, let me say it two different ways because it depends. So when this is how I started to do it. When I first started hiring subcontractors, I didn't know how to do floors, right? And I didn't know how to bid them. So my first time hiring subcontractors was for floors, like stripping and waxing, stuff like that. So what I would do is I would get the square footage, I would video the space, and I would I would give the person that information, and then they would tell me how much they would charge. Then I just add a few $100s or so on top of that, and that's what I would charge the customer. That's how I used to do it when I didn't know how to price. Or I would bring them out to the facility, let them view it, and then tell me how much they would charge, and then I add mine on top of it to the customer. That way they can't go unhappy because they the one who they gave me their number, so they can't be mad. Once I learned how to bid, then I knew how, okay, bam, I'm gonna charge this much. And then I'll just tell them, all right, you're getting 80% of this. You know what I mean? Or 70% or however much percent out of the job. You know what I mean? I just take mine off top. So you can do whichever way you want to do it. If you could recommend one book, what would it be? One book, The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco is my first recommendation. But I got another one that I've been listening to a couple of times that it came back to mind because I was on the phone with my boy Brandon G online. Shout out to him. And I recommended it to him. And it's the 4-Hour Work Week. And the reason why, like, 4-Hour Work Week is different, right? So if you got to decide what you want out of life. I decided that I want freedom. I'm not after the bag. I'm after the time freedom, because to me, time is the real money, right? And so in 4-Hour Work Week, they teach the NR, and NR stands for the new rich. So the new rich don't care about what the top line is, the gross and all of that. They care about how much time, how much free time do we have? Like of course, we're going to make some money, but we want it passive as possible at all times. So that would be my second pick. My first pick is The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco, because the whole framework of that book is basically my whole sermon on my whole YouTube channel, is what helped me to get to where I am in the first place. And basically, all it is, it teaches you the fast lane, the slow lane, and the sidewalkers. Sidewalkers is the motherfuckers that don't even know what's going on. They're on social media all day. They probably on welfare, all of that. Slow lane is your Dave Ramsey people. They saving for retirement. They got a good job. And hopefully when they're 65 or something, they won't die too soon to enjoy the retirement money. Fast lane are the entrepreneurs. We build something in 10 years or less, make millions of dollars, and we live how I live today. Right? You do what the fuck you want to do. All right. When will you be in Jacksonville, Florida? I'm in St. Augustine. I'm here every day. Oh, you mean for the conference? The conference is June 29th and the 30th. So get your ticket, cbnconference.com. Martel, what do you see the CBN in 5 years? That changes every day. Right? That changes not every day, but at least every month I change it. Some days I see it all over the world globally. We going to be the number one cleaning service ever, because right now we're not even close to that, remotely close. We're not even categorized as a cleaning service at this point. We're more of a software company right now. But at some point, I would love to transition to becoming a cleaning service, and we are the go-to company from here to Africa, even the Philippines, because actually that's the other side of the globe, right? But then other times I change that because I be tired. You know what I mean? And not even physically, it's really more so just drained mentally. You know what I mean? I get tired of this shit. And but then I always tell myself, just remember, you can always hire a CEO and keep the equity. Then other times I'm like, shit, I'm watching these people that I watch. Like, for example, I tell you one of the people who have a strong influence on me, and they were the ones they were one of the main ones who inspired me to create my own software company, and that was Alex Becker. If you look him up on YouTube, if you're interested in like making money online, stuff like that, he just sold his software company for $100 million. Damn, that sounds great. You know what I mean? Damn, that sounds great. So I can't lie. If I get approached with an offer like that, CBN, I could definitely, I could sell it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I go back and forth because I know too. Like if you look at Bob Johnson, founder of BET, he sold BET, became the first black billionaire. But then, if he just would have held on to it, he'd be more than a billionaire. And I'd be a multi-billionaire if he just still kept it all of these years. But at the same time, I ain't even gonna speak my whole mind on that situation. I'm gonna stop right there. But yeah, so I go back and forth with it. But either way, one thing's for sure, CBN gonna keep growing. I got so many different projects. Like, wait till y'all see when I implement this AI into the CBN app. That's gonna be the next level where you ain't even anywhere. Then I got my program that I was talking to Martell about, where we're gonna and then, I got so many things. Akia Booker, I'm about to work with her. We're doing a government contracting program. I got I forget my young lady's name because she's newer to CBN, but she made an impact early. And we working on a tax program for CBN members. I just launched a funding program, cleanbusinessnetwork.com/funding, so you can get funding to start your business and grow the one you already started. It's never ending ideas for me. The problem is I don't have the budget to always hire other people to help me implement these things. So it takes me so long to build them all myself. But once I build them, they set. That's the good thing. Absolutely. I got you. Let's see. When you said thanks for the plug, I got you. AJ and CBN fam. Shout out to, I'm scared to try to pronounce it. Navi Broussard. I think I got you. All right, door to door. I'm so nervous that they will get mad for soliciting. Nope. I mean, all right. Well, here's the thing. I ain't gonna say nope because go look at my video with me going door to door, and I recorded it. I dropped it like a few months ago. There was one where I walked into it. That wasn't the only time that happened to me, where it said no solicitation, and they wanted to kill me. If they had a dog, they probably would have sicked it on me, right? But anyway, they didn't though. And here's the thing. This is what I really want to tell you. I'm gonna stop joking. What's the worst they can do? Get mad and say no, right? So, you know what I mean? So, like, they ain't gonna punch you. You know what I mean? They're not gonna call the police on you. They ain't gonna sue you. Like, you cool, okay? You won't be the first or the last to try. And then a lot of times you go into the ones and it says no soliciting, and you turn around and actually get a walkthrough schedule. So don't be scared. Just do it. Just do it. You never, ever, 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 ever get what you haven't gotten by doing the same things over and over again. Like you gotta do something different. If you ain't done door to door, then do door to door. But you won't know until you try it. All right. What's the going rate for apartment move outs, move ins, cleans in the Midwest? Do you recommend asking people what they are currently paying during the appointment? Absolutely. You should definitely ask if they have a current budget. And here's the way I word that. I mentioned this yesterday. Um, Either yesterday or on the CBN weekly call. But just say, do you mind? Do you just but damn, how did I say it? Out of curiosity, just by the way, do you happen to have a budget in mind that you can share with me? And I only ask because I want to make sure that, we're not wasting each other time just in case I'm way out of your price range or, you know what I mean? Or something like that. And then you kind of go from there. All right. What's the going rate though? In the Midwest, I can't necessarily speak to that since I'm East Coast anyway, and I'm really like Southeast. I'm Virginia and to Florida, but my outgoing rate is 15 cents per square foot down here. I've seen people go a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but roughly 15 cents per square foot. So what you can do is a lot of these companies for move outs and for residential, you can download the Thumbtack app, pretend you're a customer, put in the square footage and see how much they tell you it'll be. A lot of these companies that have the rate already up there. Then you can also go on websites like Craigslist and stuff, and then just search what their move out rate is, and it'll kind of tell you. So for residential, for example, when I used to go on like Craigslist or Angie's List or something like that, and they'll be like $200 for 4 hours worth of cleaning, and I knew they would charge you $50 an hour. All right. Happy Friday, AJ. I am VA and I have government building bid lead in preparing for this. I'm going to register for EVA. There you go. I remember EVA. I'm on that vendor. I get them emails to this day. I don't never bid on them, but I just still get them. What are the other steps you recommend taking? Get certified if you haven't already, because I'm trying to read to make sure you can say you did, because it appears that you are Black looking at your thumbnail here on YouTube. And so get that minority preference, because if you've been on government contracts, that definitely will help you get that much of an edge as well. But other than that, I would say go to what is it? Go to like when you register for EVA. I don't know who you heard about it from, but if you go to like the local SBA website, and there's also the score.org website, look for local events and stuff like that. And then specifically the ones that talk about government contracting, because that just doing that alone, getting out there, networking can help you a lot too. You're gonna meet some mentors that's already doing it that'll help you, because a lot of them, they want to. So this is another way, easy way to get into government contracting is a lot of the people that's already in it looking for new people to subcontract for them. So you can get in subbing under somebody else, letting them mentor you. Then you can add that to your resume, and then eventually you be the prime contractor on a government contract. And then I've also seen where white companies will partner with a Black company or minority-owned or women-owned company, let you be the prime on the contract, so because you got their preference, but then you turn around, they still getting the 90% or the 80% or whatever agreement y'all come to. I've seen that happen before in the past too. When is the seminar for 2023? It is June 29th and 30th in Jacksonville, Florida, at the Aloft Tapestry Hotel. Go to cbnconference.com to get your tickets. Son of Blade, good morning, people. Late but ready to hear these gems. What up, AJ? Appreciate you checking in. Hi, AJ. Hey, y'all, we got a nice little show on the day on this Friday. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the love button on Facebook. Hi, AJ. I'm glad I can catch you on these lives. I got a new sales job and it's in the office, so my time has been stretched. Okay. But this week I'm looking to make some hires for Cold Call VA. That's what's up. Shout out to you making that progress. And the fact that you got a sales job is perfect, because that's going to translate so well into entrepreneurship. Nicholas Rodriguez says, is this info about non-compete and non-solicitation for subcontractors for your CBN subscription? Wait. Let me read it again. Yes. So if you go inside the course, if you go to the hiring section, the starter course I'm talking about, Go to the hiring section. It should be like one of the last modules, and then you will see a template for that. And then also, if you search the Facebook group, the Clean Business Network Facebook group, we probably got other ones there as well that other members posted. Sean Richards says, I have sent subs to bid on a job, and whatever they charge, I added 20-30% on it and sent the bid in. That's the lazy way. And there you go. That's how I learned. Shout out Sean Richards, CBN vet, CBN legend, more like it. Let me say it properly. Right. When did you? And by the way, he's speaking at the CBN conference as well, so definitely be there. All right. Seize up. When did you start hitting your stride with the business and understanding it fully? That's a great goddamn question. Because you gotta understand, I started at 19, right? Let's do a quick timeline. So I started at 19 with my first cleaning company, and I did that for about 3 years. I sucked at it, and I lost that franchise. I owned a barbershop also that during the second part of that 3 years. Got rid of the barbershop, got rid of the cleaning franchise as well, but I was still subbing for other people. That's when I learned to really clean, was when I started subbing for other owners, because I had more pride about me, because I didn't want to let the other owners down, because I felt like, shit, I'm an owner too. I can't have these people correcting me. So that was the first thing. Now, when it came to actual business, when did I learn? It was when I got back into business. I started getting more into self-help, and I read Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, learned about like creating assets and passive income, and the Millionaire Fast Lane by NJ DeMarco. So I was probably about 28. No, it might have been before that. It was before that. It was like because 28, by 28 I was in Florida. So it was more so probably about 24, 25, 26 age range when I started my company again. And I really learned how to make a system out of it. I learned that I couldn't clean everything myself. And I learned that you have to be okay with getting a little bit out of each contract and paying other people to do it, and then go get some more. That's when it really changed for me. So I was about 25, 26. So what is that? That was probably 5 to 6 or 7 years in business before I really got the concept. And then once I got Clean Business Network and implemented everything that I knew from my initial 4 businesses, because I had 2 barbershops and 2 cleaning franchises before starting Clean Business Network, that's when I really was like, yeah. And then I put those elements that I learned from those into this company. That's when I knew, like, oh shit, we out. Because you got to think too, I hit $1 million in revenue after being in business for 4 years with Clean Business Network. And that means that on average, if you divide that by 4, that means that basically I did 250,000 and increased by 250,000 each year. Now, realistically, that's not what I did. The first year, I think I did like 70 something because it wasn't a whole year. Second year, I did 300 something. Third year, I did 7. Actually, I'm skipping. First year, I did 700 and something. The third year, I did 2 something. So I said second year, right? And then the third year, I did 7 something. And then the fourth year, I did the actual million. I'm trying to see, where's your comment? There it is. And so my point is, I wouldn't have been able to do that at that point if I didn't just get in business and learn all of it, basically learn how to build a system. You know what I mean? So just understand it's going to take you time to really learn how, because it's so many, like, all right, I'm going to tell y'all something too. I'm about to go on a tangent. The reason people, I get these comments at least every other interview video I get, somebody says at least once where they say, okay, well, that's how much they grow, because y'all know I put the income claims up there, right? On the and it's not even an income claim. It's what it is, right? So I put there how much they gross in their cleaning business when I do the interviews, right? And then at least every other interview, somebody will say, yeah, but that's how much they gross, how much they net. And I never even reply to those. You know why? Because how can I put this? First off, I'm real enough, right? On my videos, I give you everything anyway. And it ain't like I'm selling, dream. I tell you it's gonna be hard work and all of that. And the key here is I don't want it to sound like it's so damn hard and so complicated from the beginning. Because honestly, in the beginning, it's not anyway. It don't really get complicated until you go years and you have to, yeah. Until you gotta like put yourself on fucking salary and switch from a single member LLC to an S corp, and then you gotta file this fucking shit and that fucking shit, and then you got to pay the government and the city and the state. Most people, first off, most people don't even make it there in their first business or first couple of businesses. It took me, my fifth business was when I finally had to go through all of that and was finally actually, really successful with it. Like, I got it to that point. My company before this, when A&A Solutions, was well on its way because it's still in business. But the problem was I sold that to my brother right before I was hitting that point. So I still didn't quite see it with that one yet. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it's unnecessary to make it sound like it's so much in the beginning, because most people don't even make it there in their first business anyway. Then for the ones that do, you'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Because that's how you got that far in the first place. And then you got people like me and other people on the internet out here that either you can buy their product, or you can find a free video on YouTube or Google or something, or you can go to fucking CPAs and attorneys and all that, who will help you when you get to these certain bridges that you got to cross. So that's why I don't mention none of that. And then also too, when it comes to the net shit, I talk about the gross numbers that people make instead of the net. Number one, gross is extremely important in business, because that's like when you go to like apply for business credit, stuff like that, looking at your gross, ain't looking at your net most of the time. That's number one. So people who keep saying the gross don't matter, it's about the bottom line, that's not true at all. Also, what else I was going with that? Also, everybody's company is different. You remember earlier somebody just asked me, well, how much percentage do you pay a subcontractor? It can range from, well, I'm not like, what I say, 40. You could pay them 60 to 80%. So if I got somebody over here, they paying theirs 80, this person paying theirs 60, then of course the margin's gonna be drastically different. Then not to mention, some people don't do subcontractors, they do employees, and they might be lucky to walk away with 50%. And if they paying at pennies, but I don't think nobody getting away with that these days. But so I think that's none of our business what they paying themselves and all of that. I think it's just great that I inspire you to know that you can do it too, show you what's possible, and then it's up to you to slice that pie however you want to slice it when you get your company going to that level. All right. AJ, I'm a licensed notary. How could I incorporate that with our cleaning business? I hope that wasn't a silly question. It's not a silly question. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know if you can. I just probably be like a side thing in addition to your cleaning company. I don't know if you can really like incorporate it. I mean, the only way you could really do that is if you do something that's unnecessary. Like, for example, make your subcontractor sign your subcontractor agreement, but it must be notarized in order for it to be accepted by you. Oh, and guess what? We do notary. But that's petty. Like, come on. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know. If I thought about it more and more and more, I probably could get creative. But for now, I ain't really got nothing. Jenny Grant says, hey, Mr. AJ, Jenny from Miami. Shout out to Jenny from Miami. All right, you got the same name as my wife. How much should you pay your salesperson? Y'all literally got to watch more of my videos, because all of these questions I answered on yesterday's live. Right? Hit that bell and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel. All right. So first thing first, go to Indeed, search sales manager, janitor, and look, and then you can categorize it. So I think for like cleaning company, something like that. I forgot how I did it when I did it, but look on Indeed, see how much these other companies are paying, and that's how you can know. All right, so that's the first thing. Now, the way that I teach in cleaning business automation is, it doesn't have to be a experienced salesperson, and if it's not, then you can get away with a less of a base salary, because if you go that route, you're probably gonna pay upwards of $60,000 a year plus commissions. Maybe I think the lowest I seen on that was $45,000 a year plus commissions for a salesperson, a professional one. And when I say professional, I mean trained, somebody that's done sales, probably got janitorial sales experience. But you don't have to have that. You can get somebody like that was a salesperson at T-Mobile in the middle of the mall. As long as they're a go-getter, you show them how to do walkthroughs, and they might be they fine with a set $500 a week, $600 a week salary, and then plus commissions. And then you can structure the commission however you want to do it per contract they close. All right. Watch yesterday. Well, yeah, yeah. Get the cleaning business automation program if you're interested in more on how to structure that, or watch yesterday's live. I probably said it a little differently. It might have been better or worse. Read more says, "What's AJ? What's up, AJ? Hope all is well. What would you charge per square foot in Pennsylvania? I appreciate anything you have to say. Thanks in advance. I appreciate that. So I don't charge per square foot. We do use the square, and if we're talking about commercial cleaning, if you're not talking about commercial cleaning, ask again and then say specifically what you're talking about. Only thing I charge for per square foot for is for special services like move out cleans. And when I say special services, it basically mean things that you do one time and it's over. So special with move out cleans, window cleaning, strip and wax, carpet cleaning, window cleaning, all of those one time things. We do charge cents per square foot, and each one of those are pretty different. And it's in the Clean Business Network app. Download that, join the membership. There you go. But how I charge for commercial cleaning though is we take the square footage, we put it into the bidding calculator. The bidding calculator will then be able to tell us how long it'll take to clean. Once we know how long it'll take to clean, you just multiply that by your hourly rate. So since you in Pennsylvania is a little different because they got some extremely rural. It's kind of like Virginia, where I'm from. You got extremely like real country areas, but then you got city up there too. You know what I mean? So if you're in the city, then you can charge more because you got to pay your people more. But if you're in the country part, then you can charge less to the customer because you're gonna pay your employees less. The cost to you is less. So, because like where was I? I was actually I can't even say that. I was in where was I in Pennsylvania? I was in Chambersburg. They was paying I think the fucking McDonald's workers was getting like $15 an hour, and that was back in 2017, 16, I think it was. So y'all pay a lot up there. But anyway, so in order to figure out how much you're gonna charge to the customer, you got to figure out how much it's gonna cost you to pay somebody else per hour. And when I say charge to the customer, I mean charge per hour, because all you're doing is taking the hourly rate, multiplying by the time it should take to clean. So if let's just say you got to pay the person $15 an hour, add you some profit on top of that, that'll be your hourly rate. That's what you charge to the customer. Can we buy virtual tickets? Yes. And as a matter of fact, I didn't put that information out yet. It'll be out soon because I really want y'all to be there. And by the way, here's how I'm going to convince you to still come for those who still need tickets. Tickets, I need to check because I don't even know how many we got left. And I need to stop them if we sold out. But I want us to sell out. And so what I'm going to do to ensure that is the virtual tickets are going to be more than the in-person tickets, because I really want y'all to be there. All right. Appreciate you, Lamore, checking in. Appreciate that. What advice can you give up and coming entrepreneurs absorb the impact of the above average inflation? To absorb that, you just got to keep up. Like you got to the same way that the cost of living goes up, the cost of our services got to go. So you just got to increase your price. And it's like, but you got to be realistic too. And so how do you be realistic? Number one, you can kind of check with the market. Sometimes certain customers will tell you if you're too high, and you can have a dialogue with them. But most importantly, like I just said, however much it costs you, all right, let me give you an example. Let's just say you want to pay your people $20 an hour, right? To clean. So you like, all right, well, I want to charge a customer $40 an hour. That might work in residential, but in commercial, that probably ain't gonna work. At least not where I'm at, because that's just not the going rate down here. That's gonna be too much. But if you say, all right, I want to pay my people $20 an hour, so I'm charging a customer $30 an hour, you might can get away with that. That might be still on the high side, but you might can get away with that. You're probably better off lowering that 20 to about 15, and then charging the customer about 28, something like that. But anyway, just to answer your question though, just raise the price, but just make sure you're on track with the market. If you hire a VA cold caller full time, how often should they be setting appointments, and how many businesses should they be reaching out to a day? Mine do. I think a good 150 a day should be fine. Look, I'm giving y'all advanced stuff, but it don't matter. What was the other question? Full time should they be setting appointments? How often should they be setting appointments? Let's see. I think if they give you a solid 3 walkthroughs a week, that's manageable as long as you're not overpaying them by the hour. I can't give you but so much on that topic because I do have the in-house lead generation course that you can get at cleanbusinessnetwork.com that teaches you how to set up your own in-house lead generation service. Y'all know I own a lead generation service that runs off of cold callers. Then, if you want to advance, you want an in-house lead generation service, and you want to set up your own subcontract and basically network, you want to be like a franchise owner, you want to scale the whole thing, get the Cleaning Biz Automation program. The in-house lead generation course is just the first module of the Cleaning Biz Automation program. So go to Clean Biz Network if you're interested in either one of those. Go to the courses tab and get the one you want. How to impact your community while growing your business. Providing good opportunities. That's what I teach in Cleaning Biz Automation, how to provide good opportunities. And when I say good opportunities, it's similar to jobs, except for we're grooming you to be an entrepreneur, but you're going to serve for us, but you're also going to be self-employed. That would be one way because you're paying above average when you do that. So that's not one way to do it. The other way to do it is, I'll tell you what I used to do. When I moved here, I told myself I wouldn't do it anymore, and that's volunteering in the city. But when I was back home in Portsmouth before I left, I was well on my way to on that track to be mayor because I volunteered a lot in the city. All of the elders in the city knew who I was. I volunteered on the Portsmouth Schools Foundation Board of Directors. My wife volunteered on the Ida Barber Early Learning Center Board of Directors. I was also in the Left Co Leadership Program. So I volunteered a lot in the city. Um, and that's one of the best ways to do it. It was something I was going to say on that. Oh, I was saying I didn't want to do it when I moved here because it was taking a lot of time. And what I learned after a while was you cannot serve two masters when you're building a business. Really, when you're doing anything, but when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be it's all in or nothing. You don't have no extra time. Get rich first, then go volunteer. That's how I figured out. And so now I do coach my son's basketball team, and that's my way of giving back. And that's also too the difference too now. My kids are older. I gotta really be with them. See, back then my kids were younger. They weren't really in no activities or nothing. But now all my time is taken between being a husband, being a father, running a company, being there for family members and friends. Like I ain't really got no extra time for that. But this is also my way of giving back. Talking to y'all, giving this free game on YouTube. When I'm bored in the bed, my wife watching TV, and I hate watching TV, so I'll get on my phone and I'll get on Reddit and I'll find random people questions to answer, or I'll get on Clean Business Network and find questions to answer, or I'll go on random Facebook groups and find questions to answer about business. And so that's another way I make an impact in the world and not just in my community. Um, what's up, AJ? Any suggestions for a business loan? Go to cleanbusinessnetwork.com/funding. We offer that now as of 2 days ago. cleanbusinessnetwork.com/funding. All right. I remember you speaking on the hard times of being an entrepreneur. What point of your journey were you the closest to quitting, and what kept you going? Every day. Every day. At what point was the closest to quitting? Let me see. What was the closest to quitting? I'll tell you this. God damn. I wish I had a bid for this story. I'm gonna sip some of this tea I got. What is it? Tea and lemonade. The closest time I was to quitting was I my house had got broken in, right? So we was still living in the projects, but we still had our cleaning company. Cleaning company was doing over 6 figures, but we was balling out of control for no reason. We was hood rich. So even though I was making money, I was still broke. But it didn't look like it. So I had got my wife a Range Rover. Um, I had my Cadillac, nice newer jank. Um, I thought the hood didn't like it. You know what I mean? I thought it was okay because it was me. I'm the nigga to give out free game, and I'm also the hustler guy. Like everybody know me. If you know what I mean, if you cool with AJ, he gonna put you on. He gonna help you out. But I guess whoever did it, it was probably younger people who didn't even know who the hell I was. But they broke in my crib, and so at that point, I decided, you know what, we about to move. And so I said, not only are we gonna move though, I want to move to Atlanta because it seemed like all the black people that go to Atlanta get successful. So what ended up happening was I started selling. I couldn't sell my whole cleaning franchise as one. Because I ain't gonna say I couldn't. It just I didn't want to take. I didn't want to be patient enough to do it. It would took some time. So what I did was I started selling off my accounts one by one by one. And so I get like a franchise owner to buy like three off of me. Some one will buy one off me. Some will buy two off me. One will buy four off me. Stuff like that. So I'm selling all my contracts off, and then I get down to probably like 10 left. So I went from like 20 something contracts. I think I had probably like 23, 24 contracts. I went down to 10. And I got a little bit of money. I can't remember how much it was. I won't lie. It might have been like 15 grand. And then this was the money that we were using to move to Atlanta to. And I was going to move to Atlanta, then start another cleaning company, fresh, no franchise, because that was the other thing too. I want to get away from them. But I had a rental property at the time, and the foundation just straight up was fucked. So I had to redo the whole floor, like the whole room. They had to take the whole floor out. So it took all my money to fix that, and I had to get an advance from the franchise as well to get through that moment. And so now I'm broke because I sold off first of all the cash I had was gone. Then you turn around and I ain't got the income I had because all the contracts that I used to have went away. And I also had subcontracted all of my contracts right before that because I learned about systems and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna systemize it all out. I know my monthly check gonna be way smaller than it used to be, but at least we'll be out of the field. I can get out here and grow my business. So the break-in happened. I spent all my money. The cash flow is way lower, and my car got repoed. So my car got repoed, and then because remember I downsized, and not downsized, but I created a system out of my company, hired for all the contracts. I was making less, so I stopped paying the damn car note. The Range Rover car note I kept paying, but the fucking engine went out on that. No transmission. When the engine went out when we first got the Range Rover, it was under warranty then. That was covered. But then not too long after the transmission went out, warranty ran out. So that was done. So I took the Range Rover, just drove it all the way to Virginia Beach from Portsmouth and parked it at the Range Rover dealership. I called the lender on the phone and told him, hey, the car parked at the dealership, y'all can keep it. And so now I'm broke as fuck. My plans to go to Atlanta are killed. Everything just fucked up. So this was the time. So speaking of, funny, ironically, speaking of, this is how I ended up in Pennsylvania in the first place. It was a random job came up. I'm the hustler, get money guy. So shout out to Pastor Barry Randall in Portsmouth, a popular figure in the city. He had let me know about a job that was randomly looking for people to go work in warehouses up in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. He told me about it, and then I tell the city about it. And then that's why I related to what's my guy that was on Earn Your Leisure that he's speaking at the conference too, Mario Kelly. What he is to his city, I can relate. You know what I mean? The way he get the stadiums and he know how to get the people. He can get the streets and the people anyway. So that's what I did. So I put everybody on and I went up there with him as well. Everybody riding in the vans going to Chambersburg. I'm driving there and I forgot. This is the second time we went because the first time I went, I was in my Cadillac when I drove over there. So this is the second time we went up there. And so I go up there. This time I'm in I had $1,500 to my name. So I went and I bought a SUV. I bought a used Jimmy. And I said, because here's the thing. I could have used that $15 and got my Cadillac back out because they had just repoed it. And I said, damn, AJ, if you go get this Cadillac, you're still going to be stuck with the monthly payments every month. Or you can just go walk up the street and go buy this SUV. You need an SUV for the company anyway, now that the Range Rover gone. So went and got that. I drove that raggedy ass Jimmy up to Pennsylvania. And before I left, I went over to Toyota dealership, got a brand new Toyota. What was it? Something, but that was for my wife to drive because I didn't want to. I said, I'm done with these big luxury ass cars. That's always, 10 years old, but they always raggedy. So I'm thinking I'm stunting in the hood, right? So this is y'all didn't expect to get this long of a story, but I'm gonna go ahead and get through it. And so all of this situation going on, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck have I done? I'm back up this shit working in this dirty ass warehouse again. I do got a company is running while I'm gone. My wife out there cleaning some of the buildings or and supporting the workers that we got in place, taking them rags, going out at night. I'm feeling like shit. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And then, the thing that's always on your mind is 30 around the corner. What are you doing? You know what I mean? So that's why when I say, so anyway, fast forward, I go up Chambersburg, stack some money up, so that helped. We started getting a few more contracts. We were trying to build because we realized we can't leave as soon as we thought. Then I get an offer from this lady on YouTube. Literally, she saw my videos, said I'm great. She loved my personality. She think I make a great salesperson. Will I move to Las Vegas, Nevada? And I'm like, hell yeah. So she was with China King, and so the problem was she was like, well, do you have a non-compete page? Let me see your non-compete. And I was like, yeah. So she was like, well, ask your franchise if they would mind if you came and work for me. And so I'm like, shit, all right, well, we'll try it. So I reach out to the master franchise owner in Virginia Beach. Shout out to Jay. Told me, he was like, AJ, well, I didn't know that you would be open to taking a job. Hell, I'll hire you. And I told her, well, to be honest with you, Jay, I'll take a job, but I really ain't trying to stay in Virginia no way. That's why I really rather take that Vegas job. And then he said, well, let me make some phone calls and I'll get back with you. So he made a phone call to CEO Eddie Curry of Jam Pro International. Eddie Curry was the CEO at the time. I don't know who it is now. And so Eddie Curry and one of his executive directors called me on a conference call, and I'm in the middle of the hood, and they called me and they asked me where I want to live. And I told them anywhere on the East Coast so I can keep my franchise because I still wanted to build it up. And I had people that worked for me. I cared about them. And as I still can run my company, and I said also make sure somewhere warm. So I already knew I was going down south. My goal was to get them to move me to Atlanta, where I was trying to get to anyway. But that ain't happened. What ended up happening was they hooked me up with the Jacksonville master franchise owner, shout out to Justin Cali, and he offered me the job. No interview even needed. He just wanted me to come. He flew me down there just to meet me first. Met me. Everything was great, and they moved my family down here, and that shit changed my life forever. I've been up here since I got down here. Ain't gonna lie. And it started because of the job I got. And that's why I always, even though I tell y'all I don't fuck with the franchises because of their rules and stuff, I never say, it's never a personal attack. You know what I mean? Justin Cali and them and Jam Pro in particular, they saved my goddamn life. You know what I mean? Because it could have been some more years of struggle. But the key too was getting the hell away from where I'm from. If you don't get away from where you from, if you from the hood like me, you ain't even got to be from the hood. Sometimes just being from the suburbs, if you don't get away from where you from, where people expect you to stay the same forever, and they'll keep you telling me you got a new business out there, and they keep telling you, oh, how you gonna do that? Ain't nobody done that. Get away from the motherfucker. Start completely over. But anyway, long story. But that was probably the absolute lowest. There was plenty other times too. Even to this day, I still have times where I'm ready to quit. And you might say, well, how the hell is that? You just said yesterday you only work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah. But it still be some shit sometime. I got a lot of shit. It's always shit. I'm telling you, it's gonna always be shit in entrepreneurship. And your money's never guaranteed in entrepreneurship. So you really gotta have that mental fortitude to keep going. You really gotta be working for something bigger than just you and material shit. Yeah. But it's gonna plenty of times. I always think about just like right now, I do what? I do anywhere from I'm getting a little intimate now, but fuck it, we here. It's Friday, I ain't got too much to do today anyway. Except what I'm doing. I do Clubhouse later. Again, meet me on Clubhouse 6 o'clock. Also, and I'm at AJ Simmons Online up there. Also, I'm going live with Carolyn at 5:40. So catch me on Instagram at 5:40. We're gonna give away the raffle for the CBN conference, that one free ticket we giving away. But damn, where was I going with that? Fuck. See, I always do tangents and then I'll forget what the actual point was. Damn. Shit. Oh well, fuck it. We'll move on. But anyway, it's always a point one thing about quitting, but that's why I keep going. Oh, that's what I was about to get at. I probably do about what, 50 to anywhere from 50 to $100,000 a month. It just depends on the month, right? This is high, big ass fluctuation. I know. So I have a lot of expenses though, on the business side in particular. And so I'm responsible for a lot of motherfuckers' lives. I'm responsible for a lot of bills. I'm responsible for helping a lot of family, a lot of that shit. And that shit weighs on you. You always got to be the tough one. You always got to be the reasonable one. You always got to be the go-to. And sometimes it's like, shit, I don't feel like it today. You know what I mean? And not to mention being a public figure as well. Not to mention still being a great dad and a great husband. You know what I mean? All of that shit. That shit becomes a lot. So I think about quitting all the time and just like, fuck it. What if I don't make 100 this month or 50 this month? How about this month? Let's do 10. And we ain't paying shit but our motherfucking bills. How about that? You know what I mean? That'll be way easier, way less stress. So trust me, it never goes away, but you just it gotta be bigger than you. All right. That was a lot. Let me see how many questions we got down. Here's a lot. Okay, we ain't got 2 minutes. But all right, where we at? Is it different trying your schedule a government walkthrough than so you don't schedule those? They have if you go on their websites, they'll have open solicitations. And they call them RFPs, requests was a request for proposal or request for bids or something like that. And you can bid through that way. And then they'll once you apply to bid for it, they'll put out there and let you know like when the walkthrough is scheduled. They call it a pre-bid meeting or something like that, and they just show up. So starting out, it's okay to be a subcontractor for another business to get the experience. Absolutely, I highly recommend it. That's pretty much what I did. So subcontract for somebody else and then do it. I use the franchise and subcontract for other people as well. In the beginning, I don't recommend doing the franchise. We have, if you go to cleanbusinessnetwork.com, if you scroll down to apprenticeships, we got that. So do that route or find people in your area that's already in business, ask them if you can sub for them. That's what I would recommend. And do that till you get your experience up, and then when you're ready to get out here and get your own customers, then go ahead and do so. AJ, is it smart to go in business with someone starting off, and is it common for commercial customers to want a background check? I would never. I ain't gonna say I would never. I don't want to say my real opinion about partnerships on the internet because I don't want to offend nobody. But I will say this: stay away from them. Excuse me. Got some of my stay away from them. All right. In the beginning, I'm gonna tell you why. Because like, what's the purpose? Only time you should be partnering is either A, somebody has an ability that you don't have, and it's mandatory for them to be. Like, for example, you trying to create an app, you don't know how to code, but the person you partner with do. But you know how to run a business and sell. They don't. That's a good partnership. Or you know how to run a cleaning company, you want to start a cleaning company, but that's a bad example. I would say, but you ain't got no money, but really that ain't no excuse. The video I'm dropping Sunday night will show you that you could start with $0. But you trying to start a company that requires money. You have no money, but you got all of the everything else. Then this other person out here, they're an investor, they got the money. They just don't want to do no business. That's a good partnership. But 9 times out of 10, with us, most of the time it's two people that ain't got shit, a but ambition and a wish to be an owner. And you trying to come together to partner, that's pointless. Don't do it. Y'all never gonna make enough. And so y'all never. It's not enough money to go around for it to make sense for everybody, unless you don't mind playing the long game and waiting for it to pay off. But don't even mess with a partnership. All they doing is cutting into the profits that could have been yours. Y'all both just go create your own cleaning business and trade tips together. Hey, bro, I just did this and got a contract today. Bet I'm gonna do that tomorrow. That's it. But there ain't no need to partner. Y'all, it'll be waste. It's yeah. Arthur says, do you have any tips on getting walkthroughs when cold calling corporate? Yeah. Ask to speak to who's in charge of hiring a cleaning company. Talk to that person and then ask for if you can provide them with a quote for cleaning service. Also get the in-house lead generation course from cleanbusinessnetwork.com, and I'll show you how to get access to a database for free with every business in the country, and then you can get those lists generated for you easily, and you just call them up and get it done. I'll show you how to hire a VA to do it too. How do I restart my membership with CBN and see you at the conference? Thank you, Jane. I appreciate you. Excuse me. Go to cleanbusinessnetwork.com. Go to pricing. join now, sign up again, and it should just let you join, re-sign up. If that don't work, reach out to my support at cleanbusinessnetwork.com email. She get off at what, 4? She might check out a little early today because it's Friday and I'm nice like that. I don't really be caring. I probably should stop. But yeah, she leave at 4 today, so try to catch her before she leave. Support at cleanbusinessnetwork.com is the email, or you can call her 904-490-0118, and she can help you get your subscription restarted. How can you give a link to step-by-step video of how to set up a cleaning business, please? Yes, let me type. Actually, I don't feel like typing. I'm tired, y'all. After I get that long story, I'm kind of tired, and I've been talking for over an hour. But just literally on YouTube, type in AJ Simmons, how to start a cleaning business. It's literally, I got 3 different videos, all of them the shit. Is a 10-step process on how to start a cleaning business step by step by step. Son of Blade just said it. All right, there you go. How much is your lead generation service? The appointments are $150 a piece for non-members and it might be 100 even for members. If not, it's 125 for members, but I know it's cheaper for members. What services should you offer when starting out your new commercial cleaning? It depends on whatever you want to offer, but for just basic commercial cleaning, it comes with wiping down. How do I say it? Ain't it white? Yeah, it's white. Wipe any horizontal surfaces. High dusting, vacuum mop, trash, restrooms. That's it. Now, when I say wipe any horizontal surfaces, certain horizontal surfaces won't be every surface, so you got to know how to do it. Look up AJ Simmons, how to create a proposal, and I walk through what it should entail for regular routine cleaning services. C's up says, AJ, would you ever consider opening a barbershop again? And if so, what would you do differently? The biggest mistake I made in my first barbershop was I was a horrible leader and boss. I was too nice. I would let them. So the way it worked, right? To answer your first question, would I open a barbershop again? Maybe, because the model was the shit. The model was the shit. I'm gonna tell you what the business model was. You basically you got the property, right? Whether it's rent or you bought the building, but you got the property. I was renting, and then you got different booths. The booths is like the stations, right? The barber stations. Each station had to pay me back then $100 a week, and so that's what, $400 a month at a minimum from each one. And then if you got let's just say you got 10 stations, then what's that? 400 times 10, was that 4,000 a week? No, 4,000 a month. What is that? 4,000 a week. Yeah, 4,000 a week. So as you can see, that's a great passive income setup you got there. Like I said, the problem I had was I was too lenient. They won't pay their shit, and I won't fire them. So that was number one. For the second barbershop, I just had a horrible location, so I couldn't get good barbers and stylists to come in there for me because nobody wanted to be back there because there wasn't gonna be no walk-in traffic. But what I would do differently, and see, these days they probably will work better for me. See, back then I wasn't as popular either in my city, so it was hard for me to promote it. And then also it's a tough business too, because like, for example, the people that did support me, like they would support me on social media, but they would tell me like, bro, I would come, but I've been with my barber since I was a kid. You know what I mean? So that was the other tough part about it too. And then I can't sit here and act like all of my barbers were the best in the city either, if I'm honest. So that was a tough part. But would I do it again? Maybe. I always told my wife, I said I probably would do another one just for fun. 2 things I would do for fun and never for profit: a barbershop, so I can have somewhere to get up and go to on a Saturday morning, just chill with the bros, and a bar or a nightclub, some type of bar or nightclub, so I can have that to go in just for me. But I would never do those again for profit though. What would I do differently? Pick a better location, be a better leader and boss. When it comes to training videos to get my workers in top T shape, what videos would you recommend for me to use to visually to show them? I'm gonna tell you what it is. That's the answer you're not gonna want to hear, but it's the truth. The best videos to train your cleaners on is the ones you make yourself, because it'll hit harder if it's you making it versus if you show them some corporate video on YouTube. They got them out there. There's plenty of them out there. But the same way you used to fall asleep in your orientation training videos, a lot of times your employees will too. But if it's you actually on there and you talking to them regular, like how about do like that's why a lot of times my material works better. I got videos in my course to where I'll tell you the like the I used to think that when I made a course, the courses had to be I had to talk a particular way, like, oh shit, it's official now, they in my course. So let me, professionalize it and structure it. But it's like, no. Tell me the same way you told like you would have told me if we was talking like regular people. So I think that's what the people would prefer. So to answer your question, it'd be best if you just make them yourself. I started a cleaning company and then the motor in my truck went out. I'm trying to stub my way out through it. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, if you gotta if you gotta finance, bite that bullet and go on finance. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's tough there though. Cheap Cinema, what's up, my man? Appreciate you checking in. All right, Duval, shout out to Duval. Blue Meditation Sleep Sounds. Absolutely, get away from the hood. Even places that remind you of the hood, stay away from. Facts. Got my first agreement and I think about quitting. I'm right. I'm from where nobody would give you a chance to a young black man trying. Well, he said he ain't even got his first contract. He think about quitting. I'm telling you that, and it's never gonna start. It's always gonna be something. AJ, can you give tips on how to staff 1 day a week accounts? I realize it's much easier to staff 5 day a week accounts. Any tips? I'll tell you 2 tips on that. One, try to get a bunch of those and get them close together so that way you can lump them up and give them all to one person. That way it'll come up. And so, because the way I used to do it, I would have a bunch of those, put them together, and I had me a guy, he just run out there to be his Saturday morning run. Ain't nothing to it. If he feel like he don't want to work on a Saturday, he do it on a Sunday morning. But either way, he got all weekend to get them done. So that's one way to do it, is lump them together. The other way to do it is find you somebody like a aunt that just needs some extra money on the side, and she might ain't got her life all the way together, but a good, $20, $30 every Saturday morning, he good for her. Get her a pack of beers and cigarettes or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. And then you good to go, because what is that? That's 20. What's 20? Let's just say you pay him $40. $40 times 4 weeks is what? 160. 160 times 10, that's 16. Okay, so that is over the 6. Because I was trying to see if if it was under the 600 for the year, then it's legal to pay them under the table. But that would qualify for them, where you would have to get them a 1099 at the end of the year. But it's gonna take the $1,600 hit on your tax. Because see, what happens is if you don't give a person 1099 and they don't file on their taxes, what happens is then you got to pay it. But if that's so, basically that'd be an extra $2,000 a year that you're gonna be taxed on. Take it. Go ahead and eat that and let your eat under the table. It's okay. Was that fucked up to say on live? I don't know, because that damn show is illegal. But oh well. Somebody, I don't know. I mean, come on, dog. The IRS gonna chase you for $2,000. They pay his head. All right, because you ain't like they getting the whole $2,000. Actually they making more anyway. They're gonna make more off of you by you saying you make more. So shit, I'm helping them. But anyway, yeah, I feel that I just got my first one in January, and a high-end jewelry store. I was surprised I even got it. I'm surprised. I haven't heard of anybody as long as I've been around. That's the one. I ain't never cleaned no high-end jewelry store, and I don't even know nobody that has. And I'm gonna say it, y'all. Can I say it? And you black, and you a dude too. It looked like shit. I'm surprised too. So congrats. My second walkthrough. Damn, that was ignorant as hell to say too. My second walkthrough from CBN would have been scheduled to make 119,000 my first year. I didn't get it, but I had a run-in with what success could feel like. That keeps me motivated. That's what's up. And make sure you follow up on that one. I don't know how long ago that was, but every month, every other month, once a quarter, check in with them. That's how you start to build that relationship with them. All right, we towards the end because I'm getting tired of talking. My lips getting all dry and everything. Uh, but when you said you got to move out the hood or the area you from, I felt that people definitely expect you to stay the same. It's crazy. I got 4 kids. Them alone changed me. That's what changed me. That's what changed me. And I got a story. So for those who don't know, I got an old channel, right? I've been on YouTube for so long, you wouldn't believe it. It's embarrassing that I got the amount of subscribers and the amount of views on my videos for how long I've been on here. But anyway, but I have a channel before this called the Everybody Eats channel. You can still find it, and it got like 9,000, just under 10,000 subscribers on it. I don't post on it no more, but it's over there. But I had put a video out there about why I stopped selling drugs. My daughter was one of the main reasons. So definitely I can relate to that for sure. When my daughter, like once I had her and I thought about the fact of seeing her have to see me in a visitation room or behind a glass, that shit kind of woke me up. You know what I mean? Not to mention by that time I had that I was working for the government by that time, so I was making what I thought was good money at the time, and it was like, you know what? Let me let it go. But anyway, I think you need to find a great mentorship or start one for men and fathers outside of cleaning. I think so too. Thank you. I think so too. At some point, I'm gonna get into that. But right now, it's just more so trying to maximize CVN and get it as big as it can and as structured as it can. And then um, I'm definitely gonna get back into nonprofit side and giving back for sure. Nope, under the table can be official as you make it. Right. Facts. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. I appreciate y'all for checking in though. I'm gonna go ahead and get up off here. I'll talk to y'all Monday, 12 p.m. Also, I'm gonna be on Clubhouse tonight, 6 o'clock with the Clubhouse crew. What else we got? CBNconference.com. Get your tickets if you want to meet me down here in Duval. If you same way we chilling now, that's how I am. So when we meet, you know what I mean. It's gonna be even funner then, because we're gonna be there. But anyway, thank y'all for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. If you didn't like already, do that. If you didn't already love it already on Facebook, do that. I'll talk to y'all next week.